Drones are one of the defining technologies of modern warfare. Nigeria is expanding its use of locally developed drones, hoping they will strengthen the fight against insurgents and reduce dependence on foreign technology. Now, engineers in Abuja are building drones designed for Nigeria's terrain.
One of Unicorn's attack drones simulating the damage it can do. The test was clearly a success. Nigeria's military says it plans to expand its cooperation with the company to develop the country's domestic drone capabilities. Here at Unicorn, they are developing precision drones like this kamikaze drone. It is armed and made for the local terrain. The Nigerian army is now using drones to reach remote areas and target insurgent groups. This technology has changed the way soldiers fight terrorism in Nigeria. From surveillance to reconnaissance and precision operations, drones have become one of the defining technologies of modern warfare. Terrorists in Nigeria began using commercial off-the-shelf drones for attack as far back as 2024. Nigeria's armed forces have been evolving drone technology in parallel, aiming to keep ahead of the insurgents. At the Directorate of Defense Information, they are tight-lipped about sensitive operational matters. But they did confirm to DW that drones are central to Nigeria's anti-insurgent strategy.
As I'm talking to you, we are using drones in the northeast and also in the northwest to complement the air components. Some of our partners, I'm talking to you, they are in foreign countries. Just I don't want to mention the names, but they are there training on the technology to acquire sophisticated mode drones so that we can foretell the insurgency and to respond fast to destroy squad into the enclaves of the bandits and the terrorists.
Unicorn is a private defense company collaborating with Nigeria's Defense Department to reduce VAT dependency on foreign tech. It has developed the locally produced unmanned aerial systems. Dr. Chuks Ekweme is the company founder.
We are dealing on lottery munition, the kamikaze drones, which are different series according to mission requirements. We have the fully manual, which decision-making is in the hands of the pilot, because as much as we are combating insecurity, we ought to be careful to be sure that decisions don't go kind of south, especially civilian casualties.
At the factory itself, drone production is now expected to pick up pace. A technician tells us they can produce up to 3,000 drones per month. 80% of the production materials are locally sourced. The increased interest in drones and their capabilities comes as the war in Ukraine grinds on. Ukraine has led the way developing new drones technology. Many countries are now studying its approach and learning from its experience through defense partnerships. One of the biggest lessons from the conflict is that drones don't have to be expensive to make a real difference on the battlefield. And Unicorn isn't just making drones, it is also developing technology to prevent attacks from enemy drones.
So another thing is our integrated drone defense system. Our jamming system, it can track the drone models and IDs, and then you can spoof, send it to a wrong coordinate and go there to maybe blast or destroy. You can jam it, bring it down, and you can set a no-fly zone.
Attack and defense. Countries like Nigeria increasingly want to build their own military technology instead of relying on foreign suppliers. Efforts here to develop a domestic drone program are part of a bigger global trend that will likely change the way warfare is fought everywhere in the future.
Let's bring in Steve Okori. He's a security consultant in Abuja. Hello and welcome, sir, to the program. We just watched a report suggesting that drones could change the future of Nigeria's fight against insurgency. Could drones really be a game changer, or are expectations getting ahead of reality?
Well, I think that drone would be a game changer because, of course, you agree with me that we need technology to fight against insecurity. I think that the way the complexity of insecurity challenges is going in at the moment, it's evolving, it's becoming more complex and all that. And of course, you agree with me that terrorists and bandits in Nigeria, they place or attach so much value to our Nigerian forested region. It is in the forest that when they carry out these acts of criminality, kidnap Nigerians or adopt school children, they take them into these forests to make it very difficult for us securities to get to them. So I think it's very key and very relevant now in the fight against insecurity, the usage of drones.
Right. I mean, Nigeria wants to build these drones at home rather than buy them abroad. How realistic is true self-reliance when the most sophisticated components and even the know-how often still come from overseas?
Well, in as much as Nigerian government and our military want to localize defense military equipment, I think that they are trying to see how to build the capacity, looking at the defense. There's a company called Icon, is in Kaduna State. What it does is to see how to produce locally made defense military equipment. But very recently, the school adoption that happened in Oyo State, it took our military a whole lot of time, to be able to identify or locate the where the children of victims were kept, right? So part of the challenges was that the type of drone that was used, it was difficult for the drone to be able to locate where the children were because of the capability and the capacity of the drone.
Right.
The drone doesn't have that size that is good enough to be able to do carry out surveillance and all that. So when we look at the West or go for drones outside the shores of this country, I think that we have drones that have the capability, the capacity, the required sensors, that will be able to identify or locate criminal victims when these criminals take them into areas where difficult for Nigerian military to be able to identify or locate them.
I mean, look, buying or building drones is one thing, but don't you need a different kind of soldier to fly them? How big is the training and manpower challenge in turning a conventional army into a drone-capable one?
Well, beautiful for the question you have asked with regards to training. If you recall, the 2023 December, an army drone was wrongly interpreted, the wrong intelligence and all that, and it ended up killing innocent Nigerians that were going about their lawful festive period, and we lost about 83 or so number of Nigerians were killed as a result of a military drone that was wrongly interpreted. So I think that there's a lot that we need to do in the area of training, right? In as much as we are talking about application of use of drone or usage of drone, it's very important that our personnel are trained in that regard, right? So that they won't wrongly, misinterpret whatever they see, right? Because they monitor from a distance and all that. So it's very important and key.
Right. I mean, we're talking about the Nigerian military's drones, but insurgents have been using cheap commercial drones for a while now. Is there a risk that this becomes a technological arms race, you think?
Yeah, you see, the insurgents are also not relenting. They are also trying to see how to build their capacity and also build their strength because they know that Nigerian military and government are also after them, and they are aware that the government and military also try to see how to improve and develop their own capacity in the area of use of technology to address these issues and also to use it to get at them, right? Because you know that they move from one locality to another Nigerian military don't have what it takes in terms of technology to monitor their movement, wherever they want to go and commit these atrocities. So
Right.
there's in the warfare that we currently experience, both sides of the divide are trying to see how to get over each other with the use of technology. And very recently, I saw that the insurgents are also trying to use AI, in the manufacturing or making of homes as well. Yeah, so there's a lot that we need to do because this information is out there, and I think as a government, as security agencies, they need to see how to try to see how to nip it in the bud. Right? Because for me, investing more in prevention is better than response.
Right, right. Steve Okori, security consultant in Abuja, Nigeria. Thank you.
Thank you for having me.